Hello and welcome to all. As you all know that since last few days the topic that is hitting the headlines is the coronavirus and its preventive measures. The issue became more controversial with Ayush Ministry coming up and declaring that Arsenicum album 30 can be used as a preventive medicine against this coronavirus. Now the question that arises is on what basis Arsenicum album was selected? Was it in accordance with the principles and guidelines given by our master? If not, then on what basis the Arsenicum album was selected? Who were those people who were engaged in this or involved in this research activity done? And what are the symptoms that were considered for selecting this Arsenicum album? Before we explore that, let's try to understand what exactly is given in our literature regarding this genus epidemicus.
In investigating the totality of the symptoms of epidemic and sporadic diseases, it is quite immaterial whether or not something similar has ever appeared in the world before under the same or any other name. The novelty or peculiarity of a disease of that kind makes no difference either in the mode of examining or of treating it. Now, this statement clearly emphasizes that whether it be an epidemic disease or an individual disease, it is the peculiarity of the disease that has to be given importance to. And there is no change in the mode of examining such cases or treating it. The aphorism further says, as the physician must anyway regard to pure picture of every prevailing disease as if it were something new and unknown. Now this clearly says that there should not be any prejudice in the mind of the physician. Each and every case, even that if that is of an epidemic attack, has to be treated as a fresh case, and the physician has to look for the peculiarities in that individual case and investigate it thoroughly for itself if he desires to practice medicine in a real and radical manner, never substituting conjecture for actual observation. Now here again the importance is given to the observation, observing the peculiarities in a given case, and it is been warned to stay away from any kind of prejudice. Never taking for granted that the case of disease before him is already wholly or partially known. Now see, this is exactly what has happened now with us while selecting Arsenicum album or any other remedy as the genus epidemicus. We have taken for granted, even without examining a single case, just with the knowledge of few symptoms that has come from elsewhere, we have taken it for granted that we have already known the complete picture of the disease, which is not the case. We are yet to examine a single case, and if we decide that, if we take it for granted that the disease before us, we already know the picture of it wholly or partially, then that is in a dangerous direction. The instructions are very clear in this aphorism. But always carefully examining it in all its phases, and this mode of procedure is all the more requisite in such cases. So this kind of approach is needed to be applied by the physician while handling such cases of epidemics, as a careful examination will show that every prevailing disease is in many respects a phenomenon of unique character. Now this means that in each and every epidemic case there will be some feature that is very unique character of its own that belongs to that individual, so that has to be hunted for. Now this clearly means that a careful examination will show in a prevailing disease in the sense, when we talk about an epidemic attack, in many respect there will be certain phenomena of unique character, and this uniqueness has to be hunt for first. Differing vastly from all previous epidemics to which certain names has been falsely applied. Now see, this is how we differentiate. Now this statement clearly instructs us to differentiate between the previous epidemics, which may have some similar presentation, and the present epidemics. We need not get into a prejudiced state of mind where we can believe that the epidemic that we have selected for the last epidemic, since the presentation and the symptoms are very similar, we can go with the same remedy in this epidemic also. Such kind of understandings and perception is in wrong direction. We have seen in Facebook platform some people are saying that okay, this was the remedy which was decided as the genus epidemicus during the previous epidemic attacks, so it will work this time as well. That is not the case. This aphorism clearly warns against having any such prejudice. With the exception of those epidemics resulting from a contagious principle that always remains the same, such as smallpox, measles, etc. Now this is an exception. Now let's see what is there in 101 aphorism. It may be easily happen that in the first case of an epidemic disease that presents itself to the physician's notice, he does not at once obtain a knowledge of its complete picture. Now this statement means that even if a physician get a chance to examine one single patient during an epidemic attack, it will not be possible for him to reach at the or decide the form the complete picture. Now the fun fact is that many of us who practice today under the sweet name of modern homeopath, they don't know what a complete picture is, how it is formed, on what basis it is formed. So we, with our partial understanding and partial perception, are in fact making a mockery of our entire system and the instructions given by our master, which is very crystal clear that no prejudice unless we don't examine. Even now it's clearly said in this 101st aphorism that even if we examine one case of an epidemic, it becomes difficult for us to form its complete picture. Now here, as far as coronavirus is concerned, we are talking about deciding genus epidemicus even without examining that one case also. How is it possible? As it is only by a close observation of several cases of every such collective disease that he can become conversant with the totality of signs and symptoms. So it's very clear that it is the totality of the signs and symptoms that will help us to select the genus epidemicus, and that totality can be reached only after examining and closely observing several cases. We have decided the remedy in a situation where we have not even examined one single case, but we have decided the remedy based on the information of some common symptoms that has come from elsewhere. Does it make sense logically? The carefully observing physician can, however, from the examination of even the first and second patients, often arrive so nearly at a knowledge of the true state as to have in his mind a characteristic portrait of it. Now, again, the emphasis is given to forming the portrait of the disease. There is no shame in admitting that we don't know something, friends, because when we admit it, we are opening the doors for knowledge and learning. How many of us have a clear understanding and perception as to what a portrait of the disease is? Majority don't. Still, we argue. And that is the reason why we are in such a pathetic situation today. And even to succeed in finding a suitable homeopathic remedy, homeopathically adapted remedy for it. Now this means that if a physician is very experienced, then even if he get a one case to observe in an epidemic, with the knowledge of his experience, he may be able to decide which remedy could probably come out as the genus epidemicus, which can work for the curative as well as for the preventive purpose. But one can raise, a physician can raise himself to that level only when he has such a vast experience of applying the knowledge precisely. Now let's see the aphorism 102. In the course of writing down the symptoms of several cases of this kind, the sketch of the disease picture becomes ever more and more complete. Now see how many times the emphasis has been given to examine several cases and not jump into conclusion. Here just imagine, we have not even got one single case to examine, and we have already decided the genus epidemicus by the so-called apex body. On what basis? Don't we deserve to raise question because we all read these aphorisms? If the genus epidemicus has been selected not on the basis of instructions given by Hahnemann, then they have to come forward and justify on what basis it has been decided. We will decide whether it makes logic or not before spreading at a massive level that Arsengham album is the preventive medicine. On what basis, friends? We are not doing any good to our system by doing this kind of by spreading this kind of rumors. It will not work. Even to an extent, we have observed one person commenting saying that it is better to give something rather than giving nothing. It may work. There is no guarantee. What kind of argument is this? Are we playing with the health and how we are supposed to play with the health and life of our patients? We should have some moral responsibility towards our patient and moral responsibility towards our masters, what our masters have written, isn't it? Not more spun out and verbose, but more significant, more characteristic, and including more of the peculiarities of this collective disease. Now, if the epidemic is considered as a collective disease, after examining several cases, you will be able to list down the peculiarities significant to that collective disease, and on the basis of this peculiarity, the totality has to be constructed, and this totality will further guide us towards selecting the genus epidemicus. On the one hand, the general symptoms, the loss of appetite, sleeplessness, etc., become precisely defined as to their peculiarities. Now, when we examine several cases, the physical generals, that be loss of appetite, sleeplessness, thirst, or whatever other parameters are there to judge the physical generalities, those will get more and more defined. Those are very important because those are the symptoms belonging to that individual, not to the disease, not common to the disease. And on the other hand, the more marked and special symptoms which are peculiar to but few diseases and of rarer occurrence, at least in the same combination, become prominent and constitute what is characteristic of this malady. There is a footnote for that, we'll come to that footnote as well. But what it means that once we have examined several cases, the physical generalities will get more defined, and the characteristic peculiarities at particular level, that also will get more and more defined. So that together, when taken together, will constitute the true picture of this epidemic attack. All those affected with the disease prevailing at a given time has certainly contracted it from one and the same source, and hence are suffering from the same disease. But the whole extent of such an epidemic disease and the totality of its symptoms, the knowledge whereof, which is essential for enabling us to choose the most suitable homeopathic remedy for this array of symptoms, is obtained by a complete survey of the morbid picture. Now, this again further emphasizes on forming the morbid picture first, and this morbid picture can be formed or constructed only based on the peculiarities of that joint, the altered characteristic physical generalities and the characteristic particulars. Cannot be learned from one single patient, but is only to be perfectly deduced, abstracted, and ascertained from the sufferings of several patients of different constitutions. See how crystal clear the instructions are. Such a kind of a morbid picture cannot be learned from one single patient, and here we are not even seeing one single patient and we are talking about genus epidemicus. What kind of logic that it makes? The authority, so-called apex body, has to come forward and justify. Several patients, how many times we have come across this term in the last 3 or 4 reasons. So how is it practically possible, unless we have not grown to that level where we can amend what Hahnemann has told and come up with some new findings to reach at this genus epidemicus without even consulting one patient? If your logical mind accepts that argument, then you have to decide for yourself where you belongs to stand. Now let's come to the footnote of this aphorism. The physician who has already in the first case been able to choose a remedy approximating to the homeopathic specific will from the subsequent cases be enabled either to verify the suitableness of the medicine chosen or to discover a the most appropriate homeopathic remedy. Now, as it has been discussed in the aphorism, a experienced physician, by examining just one case, may probably get an idea about what could be the genus epidemicus for the epidemic. So when he makes such a conclusion, the following cases that he will get, it is not that he will blindly give that same remedy to each and every case. He will examine those cases to confirm his selection and suitableness. If it is not suiting, then from the observation he has to hunt for the most appropriate homeopathic remedy. This is how we can serve the humanity. Think over it and decide for yourself, is it fair enough to give or declare arsenic album without even examining a single patient as the genus epidemicus?